Update sa implementing rules and regulations para sa aplikasyon ng amnestiya ng mga dating rebelde, ating pag-uusapan kasama si Attorney Leah Tanodra-Armamento, Chairperson ng National Amnesty Commission. Attorney, magandang tanghali po at welcome po sa Bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
Good morning, Attorney Danny and Asek Weng. Good morning po.
Okay, una po sa lahat, kailan na po inaasahang lalabas ang implementing rules and regulations para po sa aplikasyon ng amnestiya ng mga dating rebelde sa bansa, ma'am?
Ma'am Chi, actually, pwede na tayo mag-accept ng application for amnesty because it is effective upon concurrence of Congress, which was in March 13, 2024. As to the IRR or the implementing rules and regulations, we are done with that and the majority of the members of the commission had already signed. We are just awaiting the signature of Secretary Teodoro of the DND, Secretary Remulla of the Department of Justice, and Secretary Abalos of the Department of Interior and Local Government. My target date is that it will be published before March 28, 2024, because if you count from the concurrence of the Senate on the CPP, NPA, NDF, it was on March 13 and 15 days thereof will be on March 28.
Attorney, can you give us a brief explanation kung ano-ano po basically yung mga nakapaloob sa IRR na ito para sa ikabubuti ng mga mag-a-apply for amnesty? Tsaka sino po ba yung mga qualified na mag-apply?
Thank you very much, Asek Weng. The contents of the IRR includes the coverage of the amnesty. So, yun po sinasabi ninyo, sino yung qualified to apply for amnesty? There are 4 rebel groups that were identified in the proclamations. That these are the CPP, NPA, NDF, the RPMP, RPA, ABB, the MILF, and the MNLF. And the offense should have been committed before November 22, 2023. The application starts now. So the IRR, aside from that coverage, we already have our organizational structure, which we have established upon my assumption to office last January 2023. So the structure includes the local amnesty board, which is the frontline office of the National Amnesty Commission to receive the applications from the rebel groups mentioned in the proclamations. And then, of course, we have the functions of our office, the rules of procedure, and then we have the provisions on Data Privacy Act, which is a security for all applicants. The documents or evidence that they will submit for their application should not be used against them to prosecute them for the crimes that they had admitted as to have been committed before the issuance of their amnesty. And then, of course, we have rules on the turnover of their unlicensed firearms.
Ma'am, ito po, sa kasalukuyan ho, ilang mga former rebels po ang nauna nang nag-apply sa amnesty program ng pamahalaan na ito? At ilan pa po yung inyong estimate number of applicants na matatanggap oras na matapos ang IRR ng programang ito?
Attorney Danny, actually wala pa ho kaming nare-receive na mga applicants because before I assumed office, the MILF has already the list of the names, but during that time, the office was not yet organized. It was only organized when I assumed office last January 24, 2023. So far, our data based on the peace tables of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Reconciliation and Unity, we have the CPP NPA, the estimate is from 5,000 to 8,000, but it is moving because there are continuous surrenders on the ranks. And then for the MNLF, we have less than 5,000 because we had a peace agreement way before, during the time of President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. With the MILF, the data that the OPAPRO has, they have 40,000 decommissioned combatants, but not all of them have cases. So it should be less than 40,000. And for the RPMP, RPA, ABB, for the Kapatiran group, this is under Veronica Tabara, it should be less than 900.
Okay, Attorney, sa kasalukuyan patuloy pa rin ang decommissioning ng mga former MILF fighters. Kailan naman po inaasahang matapos ang prosesong ito?
Ma'am Chi, I cannot say anything about the decommissioning because it is not under my office. It is with the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity.
So ma'am, bilang ang National Amnesty Commission ang naatasan sa vetting process ng mga aplikante, maaari niyo po bang ipaliwanag yung basic process ng amnesty application hanggang sa igawad ito sa aplikante at gaano po ba katagal ang proseso nito?
Insofar as the National Amnesty Commission is concerned, we are giving ourselves 90 days to process. So I will divide the process from the filing, which is the main actor is the applicant. He has to download the application form or secure a hard copy from the local Amnesty Board office. We have here in Iloilo City. We also have one in Bacolod City. And there are other places, mostly in Mindanao. We have 6 local Amnesty Board in Mindanao, and we have one in the National Capital Region. But because of the concurrence of the Senate on the on the CPP, NPA, and NDF, we still have to establish 5 more local Amnesty Board in Butuan City, in Samar area, and in Bicol, Isabela, and Baguio City. And then we also have, when they file there, they have to be, the application form should be under oath. And then we have to verify it. So it is now the task of our secretariat in the local Amnesty Board. So we have already a memorandum of agreement, the National Bureau of Investigation, for them to provide us with the data of all the crimes which an applicant is charged. Also, we have the AFP, PNP, and the prosecutors who are members of the local Amnesty Board, and they are duty-bound to provide us with the data that these applicants are indeed charged with the crimes that they are applying for. Then we have to establish their identity, and we have to establish that indeed the crime was committed before November 2023. And then this crime should be in pursuit of their political belief. And then, of course, we have a conference wherein the local Amnesty Board members may call the applicants for conference if there are issues that they want clarified. It's like a procedure in the National Prosecution Service wherein the prosecutors may ask clarificatory questions. These are non-adversarial proceedings. And if there is a possible oppositor, the one who is named a party to a case, then we have to notify them to give them due process. And last is the ruling, which is by majority vote of the members of the local Amnesty Board. They have to recommend to the National Amnesty Commission the decision whether to grant or not to grant the amnesty to the applicant. From the filing to the stage that the National Amnesty Commission will recommend to the President, it is 90 days. As to from the time that the recommendation of the National Amnesty Commission is submitted to the President, we can no longer determine the period that the President will decide whether to approve, reverse our recommendation, or deny the application. So that's the total process of the national of the application for amnesty.
Curious lang ako, ma'am, saang grupo, would you know kung alin yung pinakamaraming mga nag-signify na mag-a-apply para sa amnestia?
Ma'am, yung MILF. Actually, ma'am, sila ang nag-advocate as a Kweng na mag-grant ng amnesty ang ating Pangulo.
Thank you po.
Ma'am, mensahe nyo na lang po sa ating mga kababayan.
Thank you, Attorney Danny. Danny. Actually, I'm just asking our kababayan, especially the sectors or the rebel groups who are covered by the proclamations, they have to take advantage of this benevolent act of President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. Granting amnesty to those who have offenses or charged with the court, or those who are already serving sentence in the national penitentiary, in the national Bilibid prison.
Maraming salamat sa inyong oras, Attorney Leah Tanodra-Armamento, Chairperson ng National Amnesty Commission.
Thank you, Ma'am Chi.